Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 5, Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. Text 10. Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyate na sa papena padma patram ivambhasa. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. So Krishna is continuing to speak to Arjuna of how to act, how to act. So he's saying you perform, one who is performing his duty without attachment. So when we perform our duty, there are certain results going to come. So Krishna is saying, you do your duty, but don't be attached to the results. And what do you do the results? You just surrender it to the Lord. Whatever, the Lord is taking care of the result. My duty is just to do my duty. So Krishna is saying, such a person is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. So Krishna is saying, although such a person is performing all actions, his actions are not sinful. He's not going to get sinful reactions for this. As he's saying, the lotus leaf is on the water, but the water does not touch the lotus leaf. The lotus leaf, there's no water on it, although it's on the water. So a person who's performing all his actions, because this is his duty to perform, and he's not anxious for the results. And the results he's surrendering to the Supreme Lord. Krishna is saying such a person, even though performing all activities, his activities are not sinful. He's not touched by sinful reaction. In fact, these activities are akarma, and these activities help him to get out of this material world. Like just now, Neha said such a nice thing that Prabhupada said that Bhagavad Gita is a manual, because right now we are in the body. So it's a manual of how we are supposed to use this body. As we have the manual for TV or a manual for our laptop. Similarly, we have a manual for this body, and that is the Bhagavad Gita, how we are supposed to use this body so that in this life we can live happily, and at the end of this life, we can go back home, back to Godhead. So we read the purport. Here, Brahmani means in Krishna consciousness. The material world is a sum total manifestation of the three modes of material nature, technically called the Pradhan. So this material world has, if we break it down, we are going to come to three modes of material nature. Because we see there's so many species of life. There's so many different varieties of life. But if we try to analyze them, it is just the combination of these three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And that is what the variety is, because of these three modes. And this is called Pradhan. So, the Mahatattva, the Mahatattva is there originally, and then it has the material modes, and then it's called the Pradhan, because that is like the basis for this entire cosmic manifestation. That's how this whole material world is going to come about. The Vedic hymn, Sarvam Hi Etad Brahma, Mandukya Upanishad 2, Tasmad Etad Brahma, Nama Rupam Anam Cha Jayate, Mundaka Upanishad 1.1.19, and in the Bhagavad Gita 14.3, Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma indicate that everything in the material world is a manifestation of Brahman, and although the effects are differently manifested, they are non-different from the cause. So here, the Vedic hymns of Mandukya Upanishad 2 and the Mandukya Upanishad 1.1.9 and Bhagavad Gita 14.3 is saying that everything in the material world is a manifestation of Brahman. And although the effects are differently manifested, they are non-different from the cause. So what does it mean? What does it mean? In the Upanishad, it is said that everything is related to the Supreme Brahman or Krishna, and thus everything belongs to him only. So this material world, as we say, this material world is different from the spiritual world. But what is this material world situated on? What is the basis of this material world? Who is the creator of this material world? It's the Supreme Lord Krishna. Brahman is unlimited. Unlimited. So how can it be that there is a space where Brahman is not there if something is unlimited? So Brahman is unlimited. The Brahma Jyoti is unlimited. In this unlimited Brahma Jyoti, one corner, one tiny portion is filled with this Mahatattva, like a dark cloud, Mahatattva. And that is where the material cosmic manifestation takes place. So who is the cause of the Brahman, Supreme Brahman? Is Krishna. Who is the cause of the material world? Is Krishna. So everything belongs to him. Everything belongs to him. Whatever we see in the material world, whatever we experience in the material world, whatever we don't experience, whatever is beyond our experience, and whatever we are not able to see, everything belongs to Krishna. One who knows perfectly well that everything belongs to Krishna, that he is the proprietor of everything, and that therefore everything is engaged in the service of the Lord, naturally has nothing to do with the results of his activities, whether virtuous or sinful. So one who understands that everything belongs to the Lord, everything is belonging to the Lord, that he is the proprietor. So everything should be engaged in the service of the Lord. Then that's such a person, he's not anxious about the result. He's not anxious. Why? Because he understands everything belongs to the Lord. Nothing belongs to me. I am not the controller. This does not belong to me. So I do not have a right for the results. So such a person, although he's engaged in all kinds of activities, and because he is not anxious about the results, he is not entangled in the material nature. He does not create further and further bodies for himself. His consciousness is not entangled with the modes of nature. Even one's material body, being a gift of the Lord, for carrying out a particular type of action, can be engaged in Krishna consciousness. Now we might say, okay, I'm the soul and this body is material. And so I don't want this body. But why? It's a gift by the Lord. It's a gift by the Lord. And so we should use it in the service of the Lord. The body does not belong to us. That's how we say, right? This body is separate. It is material. I am the soul. So I have nothing to do with the matter. So the body does not belong to us. Then who does it belong to? It belongs to the Supreme Lord. So because it belongs to the Supreme Lord, then we should engage it in the service of the Supreme Lord. In Krishna consciousness. It is then beyond contamination by sinful reactions, exactly as the lotus leaf, though remaining in the water, is not wet. So when the body is used in the service of the Lord in Krishna consciousness, then the body, then those actions don't have any sinful reactions. There's no sinful reactions in there. As a lotus leaf is on the water, but it's not wet. The Lord also, because it's for the Lord. Everything belongs to the Lord. So what about any actions, reactions? That's all depends on the Lord. Let him handle it. You know, we don't need to get involved in that. That's his thing then. We just need to do our duty. But what happens is we get attached to the result. Why do we get attached to the result? Because we keep thinking we are the body. We keep thinking we are the body. But so Krishna is here telling us how remaining in the body, being inside the body, we can act act in such a way that our consciousness gets elevated. So our consciousness gets Krishna conscious. So the Lord also says in the Gita 3.30, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya, resign all works unto me, Krishna. The conclusion is that a person without Krishna consciousness acts according to the concept of the material body and senses. But a person in Krishna consciousness acts according to the knowledge that the body is the property of Krishna and should therefore be engaged in the service of Krishna. So this is the difference, a person in Krishna consciousness and a person in material consciousness. So when a person, he is thinking that I am the body and that I am the body, so then that person's all his activities will be that, oh, I'm the body. I need to enjoy my senses. I need to get the result. I want to enjoy the result. And in that way, we keep continuing to be in the material world. But a person who is acting in Krishna consciousness, he's situated in his perfect, he has perfect knowledge. He has realized the perfect knowledge that the body is the property of Krishna, so it should be used in the service of Krishna. And so I have nothing to do with it. It's, it's Krishna's body. I just use it in service of Krishna. So that is Krishna consciousness. Is that okay? Any questions or comments on that? If no, then we'll stop here. And then what is the easiest way that we can use the body in service of Krishna? It begins with hearing and chanting. Hearing and chanting. That's how we begin. Devotional service begins with hearing and chanting. That is engaging the body in the service of Krishna. By hearing and chanting, we are engaging the body in Krishna's service. So thank you so much for listening in and joining in. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.